Well, I know it's 1:05, and I just appreciate you all taking time out of your day for being here. And it's, as I say, I'm Carol Ann Chan. I'm an RN, and I run the wellness center called Chan Healing Institute, or fondly known as Chi Wellness. And it works in collaboration with my husband, Dr. Stephen Chan, who is a holistic dentist. And so we work together to help bring health and wellness to people through the mouth and body connection. And we're really proud to be here to sponsor this event. As I say, these mushrooms are extraordinary, and they do extraordinary things for the body. I just want to let you know a little bit about our agenda today. We're going to have Alan Attridge, the founder of the MyShroom company, and he's going to tell us why they're so special and the benefits. And then, because how do you use these things? We're going to talk about some recipes that our team uses to take these mushrooms. And I just want to let you know that we do have a person who's going to be monitoring the chat room. So when you find that you have a question, please type it in the chat room so that we're going to take all those questions down. And at the end, after our recipes, we're going to have a Q&A, and we're going to address the questions from the chat room. So, and that would be Quinn Reese will be in charge of that, and he's phenomenal. I actually want to introduce our team. We have, again, Quinn Reese, who's going to be doing the question and answer. We have Christoph Weber, who is our IT guy, who is running this slideshow and helping run the videos. He's amazing. We also have, of course, our founder, Alan Attridge. We also have Jeanette Arona and Rebecca Arona online, and they are what we call mushroom advocates, so that when you order these mushrooms, you get an advocate to help you understand how to use them. If you're having a problem with them or anything, we're here to help. We are 24/7. You text us or call us, we're there for you. And I'm also a mushroom advocate. And we also have Gail Marie Scott, who's a mushroom advocate. And there are many of you out there who are mushroom distributors. That means you are the mushroom connection in your neighborhood or in your area or in your sphere of influence, so that people can contact who are interested in the mushrooms or need to purchase mushrooms. We do have a lot of people across the world, across the globe, who are helping people get these mushrooms to help with anything that is happening in their lives. All right, so I've chatted enough, and first things first, I want to go to our disclaimer. It's very, very important that people understand that mushroom products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. And all these statements that we're going to say today have not been evaluated by the FDA. And I know that the power of the mushrooms is there, but we really need to do this disclaimer for legal reasons and obey the rules, because this company is too valuable to make any mistakes so that it could be sacrificed or taken away, or us to be in any kind of legal trouble. So I appreciate you all for understanding that disclaimer. So now I would like to go to the next slide. And I would like to introduce Alan Attridge. Alan Attridge is the founder of this incredible company, and it's truly amazing. He is an amazing person. He has such a giving heart. He wants, the vision for this company is incredible. It's huge. We really want to help people all over the world. And this product is a food. It's not a drug. It can be utilized by anyone and everyone. And so Alan has a long career of a whole bunch of different chapters, and they're all fascinating. If you get a chance to ever have a good conversation, a sit down with Alan, it's really fun. He's got a diverse career, but a lot of it in academia and in coordinating universities and research, bringing products to market. And he's also a trained culinary chef. So when you get to see him doing his recipes, you can see that he's a diverse man. And so I'm very proud to introduce Alan right now, Alan Attridge, our founder, to do the benefits of mushrooms, these MyShroom mushrooms. So Alan, I'm going to hand it over to you now. Well, first we're going to unmute you.
Well, thank you, Carol Ann. It's nice to meet you all. I'm excited to share with you one of the most beneficial foods on the planet. The strains of medicinal mushrooms used in our formulas were researched and developed by university teams worldwide over the past 50 years. The chemistry research shows there's a remarkable beneficial chemistry to support human chemistry in so many ways. And we'll go over those benefits as we go through several slides here. The next thing is we will be talking about the details of the strains. Strains and formulas are so special because of the way we grow, process, and package them. We only use clean, sterile fruits and vegetables to grow the mushrooms on, and the air and the water is clean of all contaminants such as bacteria, viruses, and environmental pollutants. We're the only company that grows these mushrooms this way. So the next thing is the immune system support. And so we've highlighted in a few slides here to kind of highlight each of these areas. The thousands of beneficial molecules that make up the natural chemistry of these mushrooms supports the immune system. The chemistry takes away the cloaking device of mutated, dysfunctional, damaged, or tumor cells, so your own immune system can now see it as a foreign body and will consume it. It activates in the growth of more white blood cells, so you have more white blood cells that consume those damaged cells. And it also modulates the immune system so it is not overactive as it is with autoimmune diseases. So next we'll talk about the bolstering of the cell-to-cell communication. Our hormones are also communication molecules that provide those signals that drive cell activity. Many of our hormone levels go down as we age because of disease or malfunction. Now we find through all our collaborators that the superior nutrition of this mushroom chemistry far exceeds all the nutrition of all the food on the planet Earth. This brings hormone levels to levels equal to our youth. So now we can see like a 90-year-old will, with disease or cells or cancer, actually heal like he's a 20-year-old. So the next is restorative action. Antioxidants are compounds that inhibit oxidation. Oxidation is a chemical reaction that can produce free radicals that damage cells. Increasing antioxidant levels and utilization are critical, and the mushroom supports this. Thus, this reverses cellular destruction, the damage caused by toxins, drugs, alcohol, and effects of aging. So next is improving energy and stamina. ATP is adenosine phosphate, which is the energy molecules for all cells, and one of the most important signaling molecules used for cell communication. And secondly, a body rich in oxygen supports all cellular functions and defends against cell mutations, cancers, and various pathogens. So you have an increase of uptake of maybe 30% In other words, your red blood cells are now getting more oxygen throughout the body. So next is how to see how we use these recipes. And we're going to have a few slides here that will share with you some mini videos on how we incorporate the mushrooms into a food. So the best way is with a food or beverage.
Absolutely. These recipes and these videos that are going to come up, we had a lot of fun doing them, and we hope you enjoy them. The first one is actually, you're going to see Alan in his kitchen, and he's going to be making a salad dressing because, of course, as you know, we're going to try to, in using these mushrooms, you want to increase your fruits and vegetable consumption because those things also will help the absorption and the utilization of these mushrooms. So having a good, healthy diet is very important when you use these mushrooms. So the first things is a salad. We all should include more fresh fruits and vegetables in our diet. And a good way of doing that is a salad. So we have Alan here who's going to show you his incredibly simple but delicious salad dressing. Of course, there's always getting video started and getting the sound started. How are we doing on getting our sound started?
Hello. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be preparing a smoothie and show you actually what I and others do on a regular basis with reference to adding mushrooms to the various ingredients. What I have here is I usually use a coconut milk, unsweetened coconut milk, organic unsweetened coconut milk, or unsweetened almond milk. Is usually the base of the smoothie that we make. You would ask why? Well, the fats, beneficial fats, are great for your digestion and for your nutrition, and complementary with the other ingredients here, such as we have fulvic minerals or fulvic humic minerals. We usually suggest in your smoothie to use, if it's a large container, it could be 2 tablespoons. And what I'm going to do is I go through all this is I'm going to use measuring. So rather than me just throw it in, you can actually see the amount. So if you're at home, you can write this down and now you have a recipe, okay? I mentioned the fulvic acid. This here is liquid iron. And for those who have anemia, which many do, and this is actually a gluten-free one. Actually, Gia does make some that are not gluten-free, but this is one that's gluten-free. So for those who are having a problem, this is a suggested great product to add if you need an iron supplement. Who's having a problem with breaking down iron or whatever, okay? We have a watermelon here. We have spinach here. We have chard here. We have, this here is peas, pea sprouts. We have black raspberries. We have blueberries, strawberries, apples, celery, carrots, bananas. So we add a little of all these things, as well as flax seeds, ground flax seeds. So I believe in flax seeds because flax seeds prevent inflammatory, specifically the difference to your gut. So you want to reduce inflammation, and flax seeds is like #1 on the list. What thing I'm going to do to start here is I'm going to add coconut milk. This measures to a cup. This is a Vitamix 64-ounce blender. So add 1 cup. So 2 cups. Three cups. Now, if I didn't want to use all this, I certainly could use water. Certainly, I could use juice. So sometimes, but as you can see with the other ingredients here, we have there's a lot of moisture in blueberries, apples, bananas, and so forth. Okay. I'm going to put 3 bananas in here. For those who don't wish to add fulvic minerals or the iron or some of those other ingredients, they could add it per glass full of the smoothie that they make. Or when they make a glass full of smoothie, they can go ahead and whatever they're going to use, they can put in the refrigerator. And you'll see, as this, if you let it sit a day, it gets thick, like it's almost like gelatin. So I suggest then adding more coconut milk or adding a juice, such as a fruit juice, to it. Like pomegranate juice would be great. Any of those fruit juices. Okay, so tablespoons, add 5 heaping tablespoons ground flax seeds. And you can get flax yourself and grind it yourself in a pocket grinder. Some of the chard, some of the spinach, some of the chard. So you would say, what does that equal? That equals probably 3/4 to a full cup of each. If you want to use this as a measuring stick, so it would fill up this, which this is 1 cup. So blueberries, we have a cup of blueberries, 1 cup of blueberries. That there is a 1/2 cup carrots. Equal to about 1 apple. If you use the celery, as you can see, it's you have to. This would equal to about a 1/2 cup of celery. And some strawberries. That would be about a 1/2 cup of strawberries. I'm going to open the Immune Health blend. This here is a 10.4-ounce container. Put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll make it 13. And that equals vegetables, about 32 grams, just for those. It's about 2.5. But this here will give you enough for actually, with a 64 ounce, this will give you enough for the next 2 days, okay? So now I'm going to blend this.
But these are so good for everything from maintaining health to helping you with anything that bothers you, especially if you have an autoimmune or any serious health issues.
So what I do is I'll take one of these containers, put it in the refrigerator for storage. And tomorrow when I open it, it will be thick. So then you can water it down. Okay. This I'll probably get 2 8 to 10 ounce glasses out of it.
Really good. Okay. This is me. Hi. All right. Thank you very much. That was awesome. So I guess we just showed the smoothie video, not the salad. So are we going to show the salad dressing one next?
Yes.
Okay, let's go for the salad dressing. But that smoothie is the everything but the kitchen sink smoothie that Alan does. And I'll tell you, it is absolutely delicious. It may not sound like it, but it really is good. So now we'll go on to our salad dressing. Thank you, Quinn.
Here was an Italian dressing. This is actually Giuseppe's from Naples, Italy. Very, very simple, but these simple ingredients are wonderful with difference of flavor. And what it is virgin olive oil, okay, cider vinegar, oregano, garlic, and lemon juice, and that's all. All you have is 5 ingredients. And if you wish to, you can add cheese to it. If you wish, you can add other spices. If you wish, you can add salt and pepper and olive. You really don't. Just these 5 ingredients, the right proportions. And it's basically equal portions of cider vinegar, equal portions of virgin olive oil. You can use coconut oil if you wish. Okay. So I'm going to. And yes, when you make the salad dressing, just before you use the salad dressing, you want to shake it if it's in a bottle, or you want to blend it because some of the ingredients drop to the bottom of the bowl. Okay. And then I'm going to add cider vinegar. This is a cup of cider vinegar and a cup of virgin olive oil. Two tablespoons of oregano, 2 tablespoons of garlic. Quarter cup of lemon juice. And then you just blend.
I remember it.
And so you can take a ladle or a spoon and just pour it on top of the salad. Actually, this is even great on fish, great on vegetables. Any finished vegetables of your choice. So there it is.
Okay. And then when would you add your mushrooms?
I didn't have the mushrooms.
Can you sprinkle
Most
them on top?
important, you can sprinkle the mushrooms on top. let's add to the mushrooms the Giuseppe. That was Giuseppe Schiaffoni. I would add a heaping tablespoon to this. Okay, or if you can do, as we just did, you can take this and you can sprinkle it even on top of the your food. Actually has umami flavor, so actually enhance the flavors of different foods. So I'll go back here and I'll blend this in. Here you're finished. Salad dressing.
I'll have you know that I ate that salad that day and it was just scrumptious. Those mushrooms really do add, you know, like imagine people do like to put mushrooms on their salad, but this is a pulverized mushroom, so it just blends right into the salad dressing, into the juices of the vegetables, and it's really wonderful. So the next slide will be me. And so I'm just going to let the slide. This is my morning mushroom latte. And there are other companies that are making teas and coffees that put mushrooms in it. So this is not abnormal. This does, but I had a comment on my Facebook page when I showed this. They said, "What? Mushrooms in your coffee? That sounds terrible." But no, this is really delicious. So I'm going to let them show the video. Thank you.
It's Saturday morning and I'm getting ready to make my mushroom latte because I am very addicted to coffee every morning. I'm sure that's similar. Everyone likes a good cup of coffee in the morning, but I also like to start the day with my mushrooms. So I've heated up 3 cups of water, just plain, well actually filtered water from Palomar Mountain Spring Water. We use only pure water, non-chlorinated, non-fluorinated water with natural minerals in it. And I'm heating it up to almost boiling. And then, because I want to make this a latte, I'm going to use coconut milk. This is 100% coconut milk, unsweetened. So I'm just going to pour a cup of that into the warm water. And the mushrooms work really well with coconut. So that's why I like to use coconut milk in my latte. But I have used almond milk, flax milk, hemp milk, not soy milk. Just that cooled it down a little bit. So I'm just going to heat that up. Just a little bit more. And you notice I'm using a whisk. I could put this in the blender after I got the liquid hot. But I'm just showing you that you don't need a blender. You can actually do this with just a whisk. The heat won't bother the mushrooms, okay? So I like a little bit of extra MCT. So I'm going to mix in here MCT powder. You can see I just even though coconut milk has a lot of good fat in it, flax seeds are really, really good for us. So I'm going to put in, this is a half a tablespoon measure, so I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of flax seeds, and they're ground flax seeds. Then, because this is my morning get-and-go, vegetable protein smoothie. I happen to use this brand because it's all vegetable and it uses monk fruit. It doesn't use any artificial sweeteners or sugar alcohols. It uses monk fruit. And also it has detoxing things in here that I really like. So I just happen to use this one. You can use any one of your choice. And I just put a scoop of that in there. Then, because of the coffee, this thing is not very sweet at all, and I happen to like just a little more sweetener in it. You don't have to put it in if you don't like sweet coffee, but this is an organic stevia. And I just do a little sprinkle of that in there. Latte. And this I use, this is organic coffee that I get from Sprouts. And this has got 4 cups of fluid in there. And so a teaspoon, which I'm teaspoon measure, gives me a cup of coffee. So I usually, because I don't want to make this too strong, I just put in 2 teaspoons of this organic instant coffee. Then to give it a little more heightened vanilla, because I like a vanilla latte, you can just put a little dab of vanilla in. And to kick it up a notch, pumpkin spice. I like the pumpkin spice because it has a lot of good things that are good for your gut health: ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. It has a nice variety of warm spices, and I just do a few shakes of that and give that a little whisk. Okay, as you can see, it's all nicely liquefied. Everything is good. And now the piece de la resistance, the mushrooms. So today, I can usually put a whole one of these. This is an ounce measurement. So that would be 6 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons. Since I'm going to do a little bit of mushrooms later on, I'm going to do a half. So I'm going to get 3 teaspoons in here. I'm doing 6 teaspoons a day of mushrooms. I'm using the neurocognitive health because I have some, last year they found out that I had some cognitive impairment and my brain was actually shrunk a little bit. So I'm doing this for my brain health. So these mushrooms are for that. So I'm just going to plop those in. My favorite turtle coffee cup. Granted, this is going to give me at least 4 cups, and so I can just drink this throughout the morning, and they're delicious. Coconut mushroom latte. It's delicious. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. And that's for, people who want to have a warm beverage in the morning. But now it's getting hot. See, I'm out here in the beachy, sunny California, and it's getting hot. We're getting temperatures up into our 70s and sometimes even in the 80s. So I wanted to show you a drink that is a cool, refreshing pina colada. So here is a mushroom pina colada.
Hello everyone, it's Carolyn.
Started.
Hi everyone, it's Carolyn again in her kitchen, and it's a beautiful sunny afternoon in California, San Diego, and I am going to make you a mushroom pina colada. This was given to me by Dr. Tom O'Brien's wife, and it's absolutely delicious. It may not sound like it, but it is. So first things first, I have an ice cube tray full of ice in my Vitamix. Then I'm going to take a whole can of coconut cream, an organic coconut cream. Get that right in there and get all the good stuff out. Then I have a whole pineapple. The other day I needed to put a little bit of organic stevia in it just to make it a little bit sweeter, but I don't think I have to do that today. I'm also using these MyShroom medicinal mushrooms. These are the mushrooms that make it a mushroom pina colada. I'm actually using the neurocognitive health for my diagnosed cognitive impairment issues from toxins that I had in my body that went up there and affected my brain. And I'm going to put in 6 teaspoons. This is a 1 ounce measuring, and so that gives me 6 teaspoons of mushrooms. husband. This is my photographer, who I love very much, Dr. Stephen Chan. All right, I'm going to give you a try. Oh, that is really good. All right, this is our mushroom pina colada. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will have to tell you that those are really scrumptious. How could it not be, with good pineapple, fresh pineapple, and coconut cream? And it doesn't taste foul or funky or anything. It just tastes absolutely delicious. So I'd like to introduce Nancy Aragon. She is another one of our mushroom advocates and distributor, and she's going to show you how to make her, she likes to have them a mushroom milkshake. So she's going to describe that for you now.
Hi, my name is Nancy, and I'm going to show you how to make a MyShroom mushroom milkshake. And this is a quick and easy way to prepare your mushrooms if you're having a busy day. All you need is a handheld frother, some coconut milk, almond milk, or hemp milk, a little bit of cinnamon, and your immune health blend. And what I did is I put a cup of the milk in here, and I'm going to add the immune health blend. I have MECFS, so I've been taking the health blend for about 2 years now. And it's helped me with boost my immune system, modulate my immune system, and increase my energy, which is huge. If I don't take this immune blend daily, my body crashes within a couple of days. So it's increased my quality of life tenfold. So you just I put in 3 teaspoons, and you just take the frother and make sure you put it underneath the liquid, and you begin frothing, kind of like you would do a cappuccino. And it really emulsifies the mushrooms into the milk, and the synergy between the milk and the mushroom actually increases the potency of the mushrooms. I do it for about a minute or so. And all I do is put a little tap of cinnamon on top. And it's that easy. Enjoy your milkshake.
Okay, thank you, Nancy. And then Nancy's going to come show you the next thing is using broth.
Hi.
For
Show you how.
Go ahead, Kelly.
okay, sorry, because sometimes we like something warm, and so I know in the cold weather, an easy mushroom soup and using broth or vegetable broth or chicken broth, or so she's going to demonstrate the broth next.
Hi, my name is Nancy, and I'm going to show you how to put your mushrooms into a nice broth. You can use a vegetable broth. I'm using a bone broth, and you can use chicken broth, whatever suits your fancy. So I've already heated up the broth on the stove. I'm going to bring it over. And, you know, when you're cooking with mushrooms, it could be hot, but you have to make sure that it doesn't burn, because that will affect the mushrooms, the potency of the mushrooms. So basically, you just have your broth. You add a teaspoon, you know, depending on how much mushrooms you're taking today, you could add 1 to 3. I would say not more than 3, because some people, that would be a little strong taste. So it's whatever you prefer. And then I add a little salt, Himalayan salt, a little pepper. And then again, I'm just gonna emulsify it with the broth with this handheld mixer. And it's as simple as that. You just pour it into your bowl, and you have your
All right, well, that was, as you can see, that is very, very simple. A simple little broth. Now, I can see that there are questions on our chat room. And so Quinn, do you have, I see there's one just right there that I have. Is it psychoactive? And I just wanted to let you know that these mushrooms are not psychoactive. They are medicinal because they are a proprietary blends that are geared from the research done in the labs, that these mushrooms, the certain blends of mushrooms, the immune health, the liver health, the neurocognitive blend, and the blood sugar blend, that they are geared to help these certain conditions. Now, the immune health blend is where you would start. Everyone needs to start on their immune health because immune health is the foundation for everything. So everybody, no matter if you're dealing with something like me with some cognitive issues or Lyme's disease or cancer, or I actually had a tumor in my sinus that we actually removed with the immune health. But everybody, no matter where you started, what you're dealing with, even just building strength and just want to be stronger as a person, get a good nutrition, rebalance your immune system just in general, you want to start with the immune health blend. But they're not psychoactive. And that, I think, is important because a lot of people don't want to take things that would alter their consciousness. I do know that there are mushrooms that do alter consciousness, and there are benefits to that, but I do think those need to be done under a medical environment where you can be monitored for that when you're using a psychedelic mushroom. At least that's my opinion, but I know other people may think differently. But so no, the mushrooms are not psychedelic. And I just want to let you see this slide here. This is my phone number and our email and our website, and also the MyShroom information, their website and their phone number. So if anybody has a question or an interest, or they want to purchase these mushrooms, or they just want to get more information, this is where you would go. So Quinn, I answered one question. Are there more?
That was the only one, other than what the website is, and then you answered that one too.
Okay. Is there anyone who wants to raise their hand or have a question that's burning on their minds? I know that one that like we showed you from 1 teaspoon, 3 teaspoons, 6 teaspoons, and Alan put in his smoothie 12 teaspoons. Basically, the dose that we want to get you to that actually really starts the immune system modulating and getting it going is 12 teaspoons, especially if you have a medical condition going on. We really want to try to get you to a 12 teaspoons to really kick into gear all the different processes, the benefits of these mushrooms. But after you can actually wean down, when you see results from that, you can actually wean down to maintenance doses. And that would just be individual on where you feel well. I'm at like 3 teaspoons a day. Nancy is at her level. I know Jeanette is maybe taking another one. So we're all in the team. We may all have different levels of mushrooms that we use to kind of maintain ourselves. And the nice thing is you don't have to take it 7 days a week. Some people only take it 5 days a week when they're on a maintenance dose. So I hope that helps. And then the question was about, it just was on the chat room, about energy, or, oh, about the coffee buzz. Do you feel an energy or imagine a coffee jolt without the buzz? Actually, the coffee still gives me, you know, that get up and go, that coffee feeling. I know that when I was on 12 teaspoons of mushrooms, when I was trying to eliminate the sinus tissue tumor in my face, I had lots of energy. I was just used to having coffee in the morning, and that was the way I could consume the mushrooms. But I think the mushrooms would supply the energy that you needed. You wouldn't need coffee, but I just like the taste, so I still do it. Any other questions that we have? Anybody want to type them in the chat room? A question?
Well, we thank everyone for joining us here, and you can go to our websites. Carol Ann and I can, also, and our team members can answer more questions that anyone else has. So we try to make this as brief as we can and leave it open for Q&A. And
there's a comment.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if is that Gail Marie. I'm not sure. She shared that she had some deep foot pain about a month ago, and she immediately mixed a quarter cup of the MyShrooms with some orange juice, and the pain was gone instantly. Alan, can you give an explanation as to that?
Well, this is all new. This is maybe about a year old now, that, or maybe it's about 14 months old, that we had a stage 4 lung cancer patient who called me, and this is about 2 days before my hernia operation. And she says, I doubled my dose by accident, but it took all my pain away. And that was similar to what also Carol Ann experienced. But then 2 days later, I had a hernia operation, and it was a bad one, actually. And so I had severe pain, and I took a high dosage and took my pain away pretty, as well as other patients. So since that time, we're finding that, and so we're in discussion with UCSD and doing a trial on pain. But it's remarkable, even if in your mouth, or even if you have a wound or whatever. So we're in development of putting some things together, maybe some aloe or some hand creams specifically, and also some with CBD in a partnership to do some experiments in pain. But it is remarkable.
Can you explain just quickly what is in the mushrooms that would affect the pain? Is it a synergistic effect with creating more dopamine? Is it lowering inflammation, thereby easing pain? What's kind of the baseline of that?
Well, we get down the real deep, going back to that slide of cell-to-cell communication. When there's better communication of, your immune system is in overdrive, that you have some inflammation. Inflammation is good if you have a wound or something, but after a period of time, you want to subside on that. So we find that the immune system is modulated and calms down. And we see that with the pain, but it really gets back to the cell-to-cell communication. And we do articulate some of the different molecules, other than hormones, that are doing this. Also, the mushroom chemistry, the size of the molecules, the weight of the molecules, so small, it penetrates the blood-brain barrier, but also penetrates the skin. And as we describe of just the beneficial chemistry of that, your immune system loves it. So there's a lot of probiotics. There's a lot of pieces of those different molecules that your immune system and your gut bacteria love. So,
two more questions came in. One of them was, can you share any experiences that people can you share experiences with people affected by this pandemic who took the MyShrooms?
Well, that's surprising you asked that, I guess. We have a physician, we have a person in Manhattan. We have more than one person in Manhattan, but, and Jeanette's part of this, and Jeanette knows one of them, that's Dr. Zullo, and herself and one of her sons had contracted, going into a cytokine blast and concerned about respiratory failure. And then also another 3 patients in Manhattan. And they basically have all said to us, just taking 20 or approximately 20-25 teaspoons a day, which is about 64 grams, that they're able to immediately calm down that inflammatory response and stabilize within 3 days. So all you really would need then is about 7 ounces. We have a size which is a 6.9 ounce container, and that would basically provide you about 20 to 25 teaspoons in 4 to 5 days. We overfill all our containers a little bit, but that would be sufficient to modulate your immune system if you have that response. So we are in discussions about investigating this further. So maybe someone wants to carry around with them, 7 ounces of this in case this ever occurred for a loved one and for themselves.
Another question is, in the case of ovarian cancer, how can MyShrooms help?
Well, it's beneficial, as you can see. It activates the immune system. It supports in producing more white blood cells, but also takes away the cloaking device of those cancer cells, those that are not seen by your immune system. So your immune system sees it and consumes it. When you talk about ovarian, we are in discussion. Well, we are developing a product that's going to be suppository specifically for women, which actually can even be for preventative for cervical cancer. We hope to have those products available within 45 days, actually. We already have some formulas. So actually, we were approached by people in Europe and in South America and Central America to do so because they use such things with other ingredients. So as a preventative to keep your immune system, as well as there's 4 molecules, actually it's 5 molecules now, that cause the apoptosis of gram-negative bacteria that have been found in the mushroom chemistry. So it's like a supernatural antibiotic.
Awesome. And a question from Hans. How long can you store the salad dressing with the MyShrooms in it? What would you say the shelf life in a bottle refrigerated would be?
I think I once had 6 months in the refrigerator. So, I mean, as you know, there's oil, and what happens is the oil will separate from the vinegar. But if you had it out on the counter, I don't see why you couldn't keep it for 2 or 3 weeks that way, maybe longer.
Alan, I just want to make a clarification. A lot of people are taking a lot of supplements. A lot of people are under care of a naturopath or a functional medicine doc, and they're taking a lot of supplements already. Do they need to stay on those, or how would you advise someone about supplementation with taking the mushrooms? They're not contraindicated? You can still take your supplements, or what do you think? How could you advise someone?
Well, yes, you can take all the supplements. You can even continue taking the drugs that you take, but as the immune system gets stronger and the regulatory functions and everything works better, even a physician would say you can lower your drugs or you can lower your nutrition that you might be taking in some way. Blood tests don't lie, but the other thing is listen to your body. Not myself, but a lot of other healthcare practitioners and researchers will say, there's a limit to how many vitamins you can take every day of the week. Maybe you need to give your body a break once in a while. Because, you're excreting a lot of that as well. But recently through Dr. Paul Mills over at UCSC and several other researchers have shared that, glyphosate has actually gotten into some of the gel caps as well as into our vitamin, other than the foods such as oats, soybeans, and corn. Even the organic ones, they're finding glyphosate those 4 proteins in that, and that's the reason we have an epidemic of fatty liver disease because of glyphosate. So what I would suggest is do a little bit of homework on the vitamins now, or ask the vitamin manufacturer, whoever it is, have you done an analysis if there's glyphosate in the ingredients that you're using for your caps or for your ingredients? And if they haven't, ask them to do it, you know, and I would think a competent organization would actually do that. It's like asking if there's heavy metals in it. Because we found initially some of the companies weren't checking for heavy metals. So those are things to look out for. And we have a little comment or a little section on our website about diet observations, which talks about the leading 5 or 6 different gurus in diet. And they all mean well, but I find there's sometimes contradictions in their books and in their published papers from paper to paper to paper, because these individual scientists have a whole research team with them, and sometimes they don't do their homework. So just double check, just read as much as you can and learn as much as you can about everything.
Yeah. That's really good advice, because I know everything we eat now, because there are a lot of toxic chemicals in the water that feeds the plants, even organic things. So it is important to know where your things come from and how pure they are. And that's what I just want to say about the mushrooms. The mushrooms are grown the way Alan was saying, that the fruits and vegetables that we put them on, that they grow on, are sterilized, they're clean, they're grown in an environment, a clean room environment, where they don't get any contaminants from water or air. The water is pure, the air is pure. So these mushrooms are very, very pure. And so no other company does this. No other company in the world who commercially supplies mushrooms does it this way. Some people ask, why are these mushrooms cost more? It's because of how we grow them, and because we have scientific research behind it. And so that's really important. And our mushrooms are pure. So there isn't anything you wouldn't want to have in your body when you're consuming our mushrooms. It's very exciting to say that. So I know that it's been wonderful to have you all. It's getting late. We passed 2 o'clock, and I just want to let you all know how we appreciate you taking the time. Please, if you want to reach out to us, please, after the meeting, contact us, or whenever, go to the website, and there's enough there for reading, bedtime reading for a long time, but you'll find some really good information. So also, this truly is a superior food, and it's a food, and that's why the FDA doesn't have really governance over us, because we're not a drug. It's a food, and they've just deemed that we have a safe product, and that's all they can do. They don't have any other govern over us. So we just don't want to make any claims. So I just want to advise, because the FTC and the FDA are making very strict rules about anybody who does make any claims if they don't have the permission to make claims. So just be very careful when you talk about this product, so that we don't cause any problems with legal issues. This really is there to support. It's complementary to everything, the food you're taking, to your other natural supplements that you're taking. It's a complementary adjunctive support system. But as I say, it has done amazing things, which you can talk to the people here, contact them, and get testimonies from what it does. But anyway, I would just love to wish everyone a blessed day. Thank you to all the team members, to Christoph, to Quinn, to Alan, to Nancy, to Jeanette, to Rebecca, and I know Hans is on the line, and
Nina as well.
And Nina's here. I just thank you for being here, making this company possible. And it's just wonderful to share the news. And we'll have more. So if you keep in touch with your distributors or whoever, your advocates that you know, because we'll be having more talks. And I'd love to have any feedback on how you felt this information about how, this is simple. The mushrooms are not rocket science. It's simple food that's easy to take, and it does amazing things in your body. So let me know if you thought this information and this type of lecture was helpful for you today. But we just want to thank you again so much for everything you've done for us and for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And you can send in your responses for any other comments or suggestions.